going on, everyone? Gormy here. Today I bring you guys the top 5 clubs, in my opinion, to manage in the country of England. I'm going to be bringing you guys the top 5 big countries, meaning England, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain, and 5 clubs from each. Now, England, I could easily do like 10 or 15 clubs from this country because there are so many enticing saves to do from this country, but I'm going to bring you 5, and I hope that you all give them a try because they will be very, very enjoyable for you guys. But before we do get into today's video, I'll be linking my Discord down below if you guys would like to join our amazing community of over 400 people over there. Absolutely love that community. Plus, if you guys do happen to enjoy today's video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so first club here in England, we have got Watford in the Premier League. We're doing this from a FM22 database, so all these clubs will be in these divisions. So we've got Watford here in the Premier League. Now, this club freshly promoted from the Championship, and it's not going to be easy for them whatsoever. And in reality, it really hasn't been easy for any of the teams that have been promoted besides Brentford. Brentford have actually been doing pretty solid, but Watford and Norwich, not too easy on them so far. But Watford, under the right guidance, I believe, can stay up in the Premier League because this, in my opinion, is a Premier League level club. I mean, they have some pretty decent history. Nothing that's absolutely insane, like multiple Premier League titles, multiple FA Cups, and whatnot. You can make your own history that way, but this is a club that is at a Premier League level, and I believe should continuously be in this division. They just recently actually let go their manager, so perfect opportunity for you to come in, bring your own vision to the table, and see what you can do with Watford. You'll be starting off with some Premier League money, so that's nice compared to what you would have had last season, which I believe was like no transfer budget whatsoever. But from this standpoint, it says 17.65 million, then 5.5 million difference in the wage budget. So if that stands true to FM22 when it comes out, you'll have plenty of finances to help make a little bit of a dent into making your own identity with Watford. But this club, highly, highly recommend checking them out. Now, getting into some of their players, this man right here is Melius Sarr. Absolutely love this dude. He's an absolute beast. I've had him this year in FM21, and he's absolutely incredible. So he is one of those focal points you would want to build around with this Watford club. Now, if you want to move him on for money in the future, definitely feel free to do so. But another one is Joao Pedro, and this kid is going to be incredible, I have a feeling. Omega Loot Gaming did a player test with him earlier on in FM21. I believe this kid won like 3 or 4 Ballon d'Ors. He was absolutely phenomenal, so highly, highly suggest having these 2 players that I've just mentioned as your key building points when you are managing Watford, if you guys choose to build with Watford. Now, Tom Cleverley is a great leader. Musa Sissoko, decent veteran to have on the team. Another one is, where are you? Danny Rose. Now, Danny Rose has always gotten a lot of stick, but I mean, for the quality of being a team that is freshly promoted, Danny Rose will help you a little bit. He's not one of those players that you can depend on for a long while, as he is 30 years old, but he will do a job for you in the first season. And I mean, what's not to like about having Ben Foster? Ben Foster is an absolute GOAT. So Watford, definitely a club I highly suggest using at some point throughout FM22. All right, so next up we have Barnsley. This club is another club that is kind of like Brentford. They do the Moneyball type of method. Now, Brentford executes it to an elite level that not many clubs, franchises, teams in the world could have seen happening. Barnsley would get to that level, but with you at the helm. This club almost went up to the Premier League. They were a very big surprise team last season. They almost went up to the Premier League, but got knocked out in the first round of the Sky Bet Championship playoffs by Swansea City. And then Brentford went on to knock out Swansea City. Brentford went up. but Barnsley are now the Brentford of the division. You are kind of the lone wolf in the Moneyball method type of way. Now, their manager left and their captain left, and you are left with creating your own identity, your own vision for this club. Now, Callum Woodrow, 25 years old, their most valuable player. He would be a very, very solid piece up front to build around for the near future. But Callum Styles in the midfield or left wing back position, if you are to rock a 5 in the back formation / tactic, would be another player that would be pretty ideal to build around. They have some very, very solid players. It will take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, and you would definitely need to be patient in building this club into a dynasty in England. But it is definitely doable, especially if you go about it the Moneyball method way, which is finding value where others do not see it. So Barnsley is the second club that I highly recommend from England for FM22. Next up, we go to Sky Bet League One, to a club that has a heck of a lot of history and needs to get back to the Premier League. They deserve to be there. It is Sunderland. They are in North England, very far away from a lot of the clubs there. They are actually like catty corner from Newcastle, which both clubs, when in the Premier League, have to travel the furthest distance for their matches over a season. So this club, on the other hand, very, very historic. 6 Premier League titles. 6 of them. 1892, 1893, 1895, 1902, 1913, 1936. So, very old success, but success nonetheless. Now, FA Cup-wise, they've won in 1937, and then 1973, they've won the Sky Bet Championship a couple times, Sky Bet League One, Community Shield, Papa John's Trophy. They know how to win. It's been long-term success, but at many different levels for this club. They need some consistency at staying at the top of English football, and that is your job with taking over Sunderland. Get them back to the Premier League, get them to stay in the Premier League, and create a dynasty in Northern England as Sunderland. Now, they would start with around $1 million in the transfer budget and 1.2 with the wage budget. They do have a very solid player by the name of Alex Pritchard. He's 27 years old, valued at $2 million, but he is a very, very solid player and a very solid playmaker as well. He would be your key player for at least the first 2 seasons. You don't have a whole heck of a lot of incredible talent. You've got 2 players here on loan that if you honestly can bring them back on permanent deals, definitely do so. But you need to build this team up big time and get them back to winning ways. Sunderland is the third club I recommend, highly recommend to you guys for FM22. All right, here we are at the 4th club, Salford City. Big investor group from Manchester United, one of those people being Gary Neville. They big time believe in this club to become something great. It's just the club isn't growing exactly how everyone would hope because they are being successful. It's just the ground only holds 5,000 people. So while you are making your way up the leagues, you're going to have to expand this ground. Either add a second tier to the stadium, build a new stadium at some point. There's plenty of options on the table for what you could do to help grow this team. But, I mean, the investment is there with an investment group from Manchester United. So it's definitely possible for you to take this team to the promised land. Now, this team is centered in Manchester, I believe, but it's obviously nowhere near the level of Manchester City or Manchester United, but your goal is to get them to that level. Now, like I said, they start in Sky Bet League 2, so you have quite the journey. It would be a long-term save for you to get the success that you want and to get them on the same level as Manchester United and Manchester City. It will most definitely take time to do so, but this club starts off with around $300,000 in the transfer budget and around $500,000 in the wage budget. So you definitely have the finances there to make some moves that could be seen as, oh wow, this is going to get us some more eyes on the team, bring in some more money, be able to grow the club. But yeah, coming in at number 4, Salford City. Definitely give them a go in FM22. All right, so I'm doing one honorable mention for England because there are so many different save ideas that I have for this country. But here's the honorable mention. It is in the Vanarama National League, and it is Chesterfield FC. This club has kind of bounced around for a little while, but Chesterfield definitely belong in the professional level of things. They're in the 5th tier, so right below the professional level. They're in a 10,500 capacity stadium, so that doubles what Salford City has, and this team is in a division below them. So Chesterfield FC, with your guidance, you can definitely get them back into the professional divisions and see how far you can take this club. Maybe you could do a road to glory with this club and try and take them to the Premier League and win a Premier League or two, a Champions League and whatnot with a club like this. But they do not have a big budget at all. They have $47,000 and then $244,000 in the wage budget. So free signings is the way to go with a club like this. But the honorable mention, Chesterfield FC in the Vanarama National League. All right, so the last club I'm recommending in today's video is also in the Vanarama National League, and it is Southend United. They were relegated to the Vanarama National League from this previous season, and they actually are the biggest challenge, in my opinion, for this list, as they have a transfer ban until the 1st of next year. So you cannot make any transfer moves for the first half of the season. You are stuck with what this club has. Yes, you can use the $23,500 and $244K in wage to bring in some free signings, but those free signings won't come in until January. So you really are kind of stuck for the first half of the season, but if you want a challenge, Southend United is the way to go. It would be a very challenging road to glory type save that you were in it for the long haul. If you're doing a short-term save and just trying to get them back to at least Sky Bet League 1, try and do that. But if you're going for a long-haul save and want a challenge, Southend United is most definitely the way to go. It is not going to be easy by any means. Now, this basically will put you in Spain without the S, for sure. It will put you in plenty of Spain without the S. Now, looking at the team, Elvis Bulmano, I believe is how you say it, is going to be your big-time player. He is your right back, though, so don't expect a whole lot. But from a playmaking standpoint and getting the assists, hopefully he can help you, as he does have 10 crossing, which for this level is actually pretty decent. Now, marking-wise and all that, he is also pretty solid for this level. So Elvis Bulmano, definitely the main player for you off the rip, but you don't have that young of a team. After him, your next youngest player, I would say, is Nathan Ferguson at 24 years old, who in the midfield could definitely help you out. I've had him in the past, and he's actually a solid player. Sam Dalby is also a pretty young option, and he is a striker, so you grow him, you can sell him on for a decent amount in the future as well. But yeah, Southend United, not an easy option. If you want to be in Spain without the S, definitely go for Southend United. If you want a big time challenge, go for Southend United. This club, I have a feeling a lot of people will do because of how big of a challenge it is. And I mean, it's in England, so that is another thing that would be appealing to people to do with a challenging save like this and it being in England. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.